Welcome to Most Loved Wrestling, a place where wrestling is most loved. Mummy is back for 1 week, and already we could feel her all over the show. And goddamn almighty, MVPs for this show, and I could only choose 5. Luckily, my decisions don't have any real life consequences. Otherwise, this would be traumatic. But either way, we've got to do this. And I'm gonna need you to put a like on this video, subscribe to my bullshit, and hit the notification bell. It helps with the algorithm. So if you like what I'm doing and believe that the world deserves to bear witness, then this is how you can make it happen. Now, this is a wrestling show, so let's talk about the wrestling. Sheamus knocked out Bronson Reed. Sonya squashes Zelina. Prince defeats Strowman as clean as a whistle. Zoe and Shayna double down on Sonya's work and defeat a game KC2. Jey Uso puts a yeet down on Dirty Dom. The Intercontinental title match main event ends up in a no contest after Bron Breakker returns to the arena that he was supposed to be removed from and wrecks both Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov. Other development, Dom is right up in that doghouse and no amount of chivalry can get him out right now. She made it clear that whilst trying to take Dom originally just to hurt Rhea, now she wants him for real. So much so that he's on the victim's end of another SA. Rhea and Liv for the Women's World Championship is made official for SummerSlam. Jey Uso's trying to put his CV in with Mummy, but Dom's not trying to hear all of that. And it seems like Dom's the last person to know that Rhea doesn't belong to him. He belongs to her. Even Carlito knows. No more lobster head, no more lambs. That pussy old Sheamus changed his theme again. And it's weak as hell. It's got some generic stereotype type of music. Even Pete Dunne's not fucking with it. That's the real reason why he attacked him. Don't be fooled and think it's some brawling brutes old school business. It's not that. It's this music. But seriously, why though? Zelina cooked Sonya and her gang. People need to stop trying to go with her on the mic. She's undefeated like Mayweather. Chad Gable figured it out, and I'm glad. I was hard-pressed, racking my brain, trying to work out who exactly is Uncle Howdy. And thanks to Chad Gable, we now know that it was Bo Dallas all along. Imagine, Chad is a man of action, seeing as Adam Pearce isn't, and he's gonna call out Bo. He asked for help from the American Alpha, but they refuse. But Chad's gonna stand on business, so he calls him out anyway. Bo answers and then gets jumped by the Creed brothers, and they wrap this man up so thoroughly. But Bo just keeps on laughing. No matter how far they go, Bo is laughing until Chad just grabs him by the ears and asks him, what is so funny? Bo gives him this response of, there you are, and then the lights black out. The rest of the Wyatts pull up and Chad and the Creeds get the fuck up out of there. And on God, I don't even remember seeing Chad go. I just remember looking, seeing the Creeds in the ring, no Chad Gable, and then they flew off too. And we got another VHS tape. This time it was of Rowan, him talking about losing Brody and Bray, how that affected him, and how the sheep's mask gives him hope. As advertised, Damian Priest and Gunther come face to face, and Gunther is holding nothing back. The disrespect is on 100. He literally said to this man, hand me the championship now, save yourself the embarrassment come SummerSlam. Wow. Said WWE begged me to join this company so that people like you don't get the distinction of becoming world heavyweight champion. He even called him street trash. But Damian was game too. He said whilst you was out in Europe getting everything handed to you, yeah, I was grinding up from the streets. And when I beat you at SummerSlam, for the first time, you will have nothing, and then you'll be the one that has to fight up from the bottom. And then maybe we'll find out if you're something more than a boring, conceited, privileged scumbag. And they even got into it after Damian Priest defeated Strowman. Adam Pearce wants to book CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre for SummerSlam. No shit, Sherlock. He also wants to lift the suspension on Drew McIntyre. But to do so, he needs Drew McIntyre to be a professional and apologize to the referees that he assaulted. He refuses and says, no, it's me that needs to be apologized to. You guys have let CM Punk get away with all the shit that he's done to me. He assaults the refs again, looks like he's about to put hands on Adam Pearce, gets up in his face, but then that's when Seth Rollins comes to the ring, makes a save, fights off Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre retreats. Bron Breakker was removed by Adam Pearce via security in order to protect the main event because he was threatening that he's going to go out there and destroy everybody involved. And of course he gets back into the building because never in the history of pro wrestling has anybody been removed from a building and then successfully kept out of said building. And then like he said, he wrecks the main event, spearing both Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn. Next week we've got 2 matches booked. Sonya Deville versus Larry Valkyria, and Xavier Woods and the Alpha Academy versus the Final Testament. My thoughts on the show: SmackDown has got some big shoes to fill come Friday. That was a good ass episode of Raw in my opinion, where so much was developed. Dominic is definitely screwing Mummy over come SummerSlam. Damian Priest is going to take Rhea's side, and then it's over for them from there. Liv treats him better than Rhea treats him. Rhea told him, I don't belong to you, you belong to me. If it was Liv, it would have been the opposite. Liv tries to do right and cater for him, whilst he's got to fight for Rhea's approval. Liv got the tag belt back into the Judgment Day. Damian Priest is dropping his title to Gunther. Liv Morgan's retaining. Damian Priest said it himself. The Judgment Day needs champions. And if Rhea and Dame aren't champions, then how and why are they needed in the Judgment Day? Out with the weak, in with the strong. Liv Morgan's going to be the new Mummy at Judgment Day after SummerSlam. I'm absolutely sick and tired of these theme songs. I'm going to just say that and leave it there. KC2 are wildly underrated. They're sick as a tag team, no cap. Carlito just needs his old theme and then he's back to being his old self. He's been brilliant as part of the Judgment Day. Zelina has been torching people. Do not fuck with her or prepare for a verbal evisceration. If she was 3 to 4 inches taller, with her mic skills and the in-ring ability that she already possesses, they'll be booking her as a world beater. I like them bringing humanity to Rowan. He's never been booked as somebody with proper sentience in the WWE, if you know what I'm trying to say. Plus 2 weeks back to back of Bo Dallas pulling up in street clothes unmasked. It's literally like they're just picking up from where Bray left off, because he was pretty much doing the same thing before he passed. He was himself, but then would get dark when it was necessary. And thank God their gimmick seems to not include the non-selling factor, so that way we can still see them in matches. Glad they finally pulled the trigger on aligning Chad Gable with the Creed brothers. Unfortunately, that it's got to be under these circumstances, where their first time together is going to equal them getting annihilated by the White Six. I would have preferred them backing up a heel Chad Gable with the Intercontinental Championship, but you know what? We move. I'm worried that all that buzz and hype that Otis amassed is going to be lost. On a real, they've let it get cold, and I really feel like we had something there for Otis. But hopefully, we can revisit it and we've still got that heat on him. Damian Priest is beyond babyface. He can't tell me nothing else. I won't accept nothing else. He's a babyface. Apparently now he's street trash. Plus the way he's interacting with Jay, and the way he's interacting with Dominic Mysterio. And overall, he's just being a fighting champion. Not one of these things are heel tendencies. Gunther surprised me with his promo skills, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to tell you that I didn't think that Gunther couldn't deliver a promo. I just thought he was going to be extremely generic, but he kind of is, but it suits him, the cadence that he uses, his whole aura, it goes well, it meshes well, and he talks well. Their face-to-face was better than the face-to-faces that Jey Uso and Damian had, and better than the face-to-faces that Seth Rollins and Damian had. Combined, it was on par with the face-to-faces that he had with Drew McIntyre, in my honest opinion. Speaking of Drew McIntyre, that man is chupid. He's always letting his ideals govern his emotions, rather than accepting reality and adapting accordingly. Nobody gets in Drew McIntyre's way more than Drew McIntyre. Like, yes, he has valid points, no doubt, that's all well and good, but a grown man pushing 40 should know that you cannot expect the world to adapt to your ideals. You should know that you have to be the one as an individual to adapt to reality. However, he ain't doing that, and now he's still suspended with no match against CM Punk. Good job, buddy. So far, so good with Sonya's faction. Wins and losses count this early in your run. Next week, Sonya's got Lyra. Lyra's been booked strong so far, so a victory over her, clean or otherwise, tells us the audience that it's okay to invest in this group. Hopefully in a few weeks we can get a name and a full agenda. WWE are so backwards. If they're going to give the Intercontinental strap to Braun at SummerSlam in what I assume is going to be a triple threat, that is the most backwards shit ever. They should have a multi-man match at Money in the Bank. That way, Sami Zayn could retain. Then do the 1v1 so that Bron Breakker can become champion. Make Bron say you could only beat me at Money in the Bank because there was a third wheel. 1v1, you can't hang with me. If Bron wins the championship by either not pinning Sami, or it doesn't really look like a situation where he's a destroyer, a world beater, then his credibility is going to take a hit, champion or not. But finally, now for the MVPs. In my opinion, everybody on Raw last night was MVPs. Fuck that. But obviously I want to pick out 5. But everybody done their thing last night, man. No cap. That was a brilliant show. In my opinion, that was a good show because everybody looked relevant. Even in losses, even when people took L's, they still looked good. I'd say that Braun Strowman took the worst L last night, and that was to the world champion. So even still, just with that connotation as I lost to the world champion last night, I'm protected. But either way, 5th place goes to Drew McIntyre. I was dissing the character of Drew McIntyre's decisions in kayfabe. No doubt that highlights just how entertaining he is. Like, really and truly, Drew McIntyre is a good actor, even at Hollywood type of standards. That's why he's able to get me to separate from the kayfabe and criticize his character as if that was the real person doing it, because he's so engaging. Number 4, I'm going with Chad Gable. I want to see the fallout of what's going on with him, Bo, and the Creed brothers. I want to see how the Alpha Academy react to his new alliance. Plus, Chad Gable just continues to be the gem of Raw. I'm so glad this man has been unleashed on us, and that's exactly what he does. No matter how much screen time you give that man, it's going to be well spent. Number 3, El Campeón Damian Priest. Him and Gunther's face-to-face done a lot for me in terms of making me be able to look forward to this match. And I'm not one of these people that was talking shit saying that this match is not good enough for SummerSlam. I was rather willing to let new people be on top. We can't always have Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and all these other people. Let some new blood be in the mix. But I still wasn't excited. But tonight's programming made me feel like this match is a little bit more worthy of SummerSlam than we previously thought. So I would call it a job well done. Plus, like I said, his interactions with Jay and Dominic Mysterio, that was some good shit. In 2nd place, I'm gonna go with the Wyatt Six. Each and every week, we get more and more from them. They've been doing good with these VHS tapes. Hopefully we get more videos from each member in the coming weeks. I like the fact that they use the Pat McAfee show as a place to give their VHS tape to. Pat McAfee has a different audience, so it allows other people to come and see the WWE and what we're doing. I wanted them to appear on every show and be completely out of control. Obviously we're not getting that, but this is a good substitute. Plus this whole laughing thing while getting the crap beat out of him by Chad Gable and the Creed brothers. The man's acting like he's truly sick in his head. Bray taught him well, and he's not forcing the role either, you know. He's low-key in his bag right there. And then number 1, the MVP, Rhea Bloody Ripley. She was the main character. Let's keep it stacked. This whole episode was based on Rhea Riptide. Somehow, we still managed to cook with all the rest of the talent as well. It's crazy how she wasn't physical with anybody in any type of way, but she still managed to carry the show. Liv Morgan and Drew McIntyre must be so happy to be having Rhea Ripley back, because their back must be in crippling agony from carrying this show for 3 months. So Rhea Ripley, congratulations on the MVP. And I think that's 2 times in a row. I'm gonna go back and check that, and I still need to create the poster for the rankings of week 28 and put that out there as well. But thank you for listening to my bullshit. Don't forget to leave a like. Remember to subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below.